Chairman Tatum, I would like to request we postpone 8 and 9. We haven't been able to get the full reports due to issues with Triadic. I apologize for not bringing these up earlier, but maybe we just postpone it till the next meeting. Hopefully we have the issue resolved. We've been trying for the last few days, and the issues with the new Triadic server we received, for some reason, those reports are not able to generate. Other than that, I have no other corrections.
Any comment, Vice Chair?
No, I would move to approve with the requested amendment.
Second. Roll call.
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum,
Yes. Line item 5, approve regular meeting minutes, March 25, 2025. Any discussion, changes? Seeing none, move to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum,
Yes. Recognize visitors on the screen: Justin Minert, Daniel Ivy Soto, and Audrey Armijo.
Hey, Martinez, IT. Bill, Serazio. Alfonso Ortiz, Colfax County Treasurer. County Sheriff Leonard Baca.
Roger Smith, Colfax Gazette.
Deputy Warden Garcia, Viejo Maldonado Detention Center. Rayetta Trujillo, Chief Deputy Clerk.
Leroy Sandoval, Finance Director.
Heidi Briscoe, Road Department.
Thank you for attending. Line item 7, is there any public comment? Limited to 3 minutes. Seeing none, we will move. Line item 8 and 9, postponed. Line item 10, discussion action, financial report.
Great. Good morning, Commission. I'm going to share my screen here I'm sending a request for that. So over the last couple of weeks, we've made progress in a few different areas. We have submitted the second quarter, the first and second quarter reporting to LGBMS. And the first quarter was just approved by DFA, and the second quarter is still in their approval queue. We've also been in progress for updating the FY26 budget reports. We've performed various trend analysis, like a 3-year comparison of all revenues and expenses by department for the county. And we have training prepared. We'll be on site this coming Monday to give training to the department heads and any elected officials who might attend to help in that process. I'm also really happy to report that the final reimbursement for the Tiger grant was marked as paid yesterday, and that was for $3.9 million. So if that hasn't already hit the county's bank account, it will here very soon. I also did some research on some of the recruitment funds to try to get those cleaned up. That's also kind of incorporated in the quarterly reports that we submitted to LGBMS. DFA wants the numbers to match in that system versus what has been reported before they pay out some of those grants. I think that's all I have as far as an update on the financial reports. So I'll stand for any questions at this time.
Vice Chair?
No questions.
Yep, nope. Yes, that's it, sir. Thank you. Thrilled to see Tiger Grant moved out of the way. Line item 11, discussion action budget report.
Pull that up. So this is the most recent budget report that we have. As I stated, we were not able to generate a more recent report due to some of the triadic issues. We are currently on track, I think, for all departments. Looking at overall budget, we did have a bar to clean up the county commission budget during the last meeting. All other budgets, excluding those that are grants, are on track from what I've been seeing. And as soon as we're able to get a more recent budget report, we'll generate that. We'll send that over to the commission for their benefit so they can have a current look on those. Okay. I think we'll leave it at that for now.
Discussion. All right. Well, awaiting the update, I guess we will move on to line item 12. Discussion action grant report.
Okay. So we provided you the update on the Tiger grants and the recruitment funds. Also in progress is the construction for the senior center. We did have the second notice of obligation approved for that grant by DFA. In the last couple of weeks, the procurement was approved by the commission during the last meeting. So that allows that grant to continue to progress into the next phase, the construction phase of that project. And Commissioner Trujillo, do you have any other updates to add on any other grants?
No, we're just working on the rounding out and drawing down the apron grant up at the airport. We're also going to do some drawing down of the airport hangar to get some of those invoices covered and reimbursed from the state. We do have notice of obligation. I think it was approved for the senior center. They'll be purchasing 3 new vehicles, and that's going to be an upcoming bar at the next meeting and transfer. But other than that, I think that's it. I'm waiting on an MOU from the Village of Angel Fire to move forward with the advertising grant for the commercial air flights into Angel Fire. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, we'll stand for any questions at this time.
Vice Chair Kern.
No questions.
Anything further? Seeing none, we will move on. Line item 13, discussion action resolution 2025-036, transfer various funds. Turn your mic on.
Oh, it's a little green.
Hit the button.
There you go. Turn sweet.
There you go.
Good morning, Commissioners. We've had one transfer. We're gonna transfer from general hold harmless if it has sufficient fund, and they need to be transferred to revenue bond debt service fund, debt fees 402-0422 to provide funds for fees to semi-annual debt service payments in the amount of $270. And that's the only transfer.
Question,
Nothing.
discussion?
Nope.
Seeing none, for motion,
So moved.
Second.
roll call,
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum,
yes. Line item 14, discussion action. Resolution 2025-037, budget adjustment, various funds.
The first one is gonna, whereas the road fund 204042 has sufficient funds, and we're gonna increase expenditures that are under such circumstances necessary and lawful for a dollar an hour an increase in pay for a road employee who earned his CDL. We're gonna increase expense, full-time positions 480, FICA regular $34, FICA Medicare 8, para 110, group health insurance 140, retiree healthcare 35, workers comp 5. The next one is for Philmont Wildfire Suppression Fund 209044, and they have sufficient funds. And whereas an increase in expenditures under circumstances is necessary and lawful to account for upcoming wildfire season in temporary positions, maintenance of vehicles, supplies, inventory, and capital outlay of vehicles. We're going to increase the expense of temporary positions 24,000, maintenance of vehicles 20, supplies 34,000, inventory 30,000, capital outlay vehicles 50. The next one is the general fund has sufficient funds, and we're going to increase expenditures such circumstances that is necessary and lawful to encumber amounts related to covering overtime at V Hill Maldonado Detention Center. And overtime is going to be increased by $50,000. The next one is revenue bond debt service fund 402-0422 has sufficient funds, and it's an increase in expenditures under such circumstances is necessary and lawful to make required debt service payments for the following charges to be made as follow. Debt fees $270. The next one is the corrections VMDC 201-0411, whereas a reclassification in expenditures under circumstances necessary and lawful made should be as follows. We're going to increase janitorial supplies by 6,000, commissary by 25,000, medical care by 67,000, and we're going to decrease the expense in inmate housing offsite by 98,000.
Questions?
No questions.
Done.
I have none either. Motion,
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-37.
Second.
roll call,
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum,
yes. Line item 15, discussion action, resolution 2025-038, LGTPF and Project Max commitments, CRA-9 to Naha Crossing replacement.
Good morning, Commissioners. We are putting in an application for the TPF project for the Tanoha Low Crossing. The total that we put in for is $1,300,000 with $1,235,000 coming from the state. This is just the application process. We do need to have a resolution from the county in order to proceed.
And just to let the commissioners know, I think this did make it up through the second stage. And it's going to be at the next NERPO meeting. And just the county's match on this, if we were to get it, would be 65,000.
Vice Chair,
No questions. I would make a motion to approve resolution 2025-38.
I'll second.
roll call,
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum,
yes. Line item 16, discussion action resolution 2025-039 LGDPF and project match commitment CRB-4 Valverde Road improvements.
This is the road that goes to the new National Cemetery up in Angel Fire. And we need to do some repairs on the erosion on the shoulder part of it. And like I said, this is the second process of the application. The total cost would be 270,000 with the local match of 13,500 and 256,500 coming from the state. The presentation on these will be given at the NERMO meeting on May 14th.
Discussion? Seeing none, motion?
Move to approve resolution 2025-39.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Kern?
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo?
Yes.
Chairman Tatum?
Yes. Line item 17, discussion action VMDC salary adjustment to hire a registered nurse.
Good morning, Commissioners. So I'm here to request a salary increase for a nurse. We've actively been seeking one for about 4 weeks now. We've only had one applicant. When we did speak to her, she currently is making $45 an hour, where she's at, and she is a charge nurse. She did ask for at least a $2 bump in raise. I did also receive another text message in regards to possibly $4. I told her I'd see what we could do. With the $40 an hour is kind of a lot. Asking for $2 more would be a little bit more. I did go over as far as the benefit package, the para, and what we pay compared to what the state does. She said if we couldn't get the 42, she would go with the 40 and see if we could work something out. But right now, our ends are going for starting at 40. We can't go without having a nurse, a registered nurse, for our accreditation. So, and our current one leaves April the 15th.
What is the requirement of having a registered nurse on site?
With accreditation, we have to have her on site 3 days a week. That's minimal.
So is this a full-time position?
This will be a full-time position.
40
It'll
hours.
just replace the one that we have.
Okay, and what do you have on fill-in for when she's not there?
We have another one that possibly, but we really don't have anybody to fill in right now.
So you have CNAs? or-
We have a CNA and an EMT intermediate.
Okay. Further discussion?
No.
How long can you go without a nurse regarding the accreditation? As far as, I feel like there has to be some kind of leniency. Do you happen to know?
Not very long, because if they find out we don't, they could possibly pull our accreditation.
Thank you. And just I checked with MCMC, their starting nurse pay, like straight out of college, no experience, is $32.50 an hour. To get anyone with more experience, we will have to pay more. I know there's another class graduating in May just here locally at TSJC, but that doesn't give us, doesn't buy any time. So I just wanted to share that with the commission.
And this one does have 10.
10 years.
And based upon my experience being at the detention center and stuff, I would be hesitant to pull in a brand new, fresh graduate into a correction setting. It's a lot different. it's not for everyone. It takes pretty thick skin. So,
Yeah,
I would move to approve the $1 an hour increase, taking it up to 40. For the position at the detention center.
it would be $2.
Okay, I'm sorry, $2.
I'll second that.
I'd like one more question.
Yes.
And then I'll do roll call, but when she isn't there, is she on call?
She is.
So that if an emergency occurs on her time off, we are still covered.
Yes, we are. They are
Okay.
on call 24/7. The nurses are.
Thank you. Roll call on motion.
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum.
Yes. Line item 18, discussion action, fill vacancy and treasurer's office.
Hello, Commissioners, Madam Clerk. So we had an employee put in their 2 weeks last week. The 10th will be their last day. And so I'm just trying to get this on there so that we can go out for advertising, being that we are starting second half tax collections. I'm trying to get someone in as quickly as we can.
Discussion.
Who's leaving?
Candida.
When does tax collection start?
Pretty much now, because the bills, I mean, says it's due April 10th, and then you have until May 10th to pay without the interest and penalties. So we're picking up on it right now, basically.
Thank you.
This is your second wave of the busy time.
Yes.
Further discussion?
No, sir.
Motion?
Make a motion to allow the treasurer's office to fill the vacancy.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum.
Yes.
Thank you.
Line item 19, discussion and action asking the administrative office of court for,
19.
You skipped 19.
oh, sorry. Sure did.
We're moving
Discussion
fast.
action, claim of exemption number 7, William Serazio.
Yeah.
Turn on your
Microphone.
your mic.
Sorry. Today I'm requesting the approval, for claim of exemption number 7 for William Serazio. This exemption meets all requirements and has been reviewed and approved by the county attorney. William Serazio is also present for any questions.
Questions?
Pretty straight cut.
Being none, call for motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now line item 20, sorry about that. Asking the administrative office of courts for matching funds to assist with funding for paving, striping, and future facility expansion plan for the sheriff's office.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. So I drafted a letter requesting the
That's your wife?
Close enough, my mother. Oh, I told her today, and I forgot to turn that stupid thing off. My children did that to me because I wouldn't answer their text. And I have to turn it all the way off. Sorry, Sheriff.
That's okay.
Didn't think striping was that important.
I thought I had to go to a call or something.
Oh, I have one that's worse.
Anyway, one of the quotes that's attached to that letter is part of the original project that we're working on with getting the leaks fixed at the judicial center, the cracking in the pavement. So that quote was actually sourced by the building people with the state. So they are a state contractor. The courts have acknowledged that they do have money to assist. The other part is the expansion plan, because of the co-location that happened 5-6 years ago. The initial, I guess, second phase of that plan is to actually move the magistrate court into where the sheriff's office currently sits. And then building a new sheriff's office with a breezeway to the south. And that second dollar amount is for the feasibility study to see what that would cost.
Discussion?
I'm in favor of this overall. I would, if we do continue to move forward with this, is AOC gonna be able to also help with the match of the new construction?
Yes, if we move forward with this and we decide we want to continue that, then they will put it on their ICIP.
Yeah.
And then we will work towards that process.
My only request would be is I know we've had a lot of issues with that building, and I don't know if any of that had to do with the design phase of it. I don't know if we could do like a lessons learned from the issues that we experienced with the current building and give it to the planners. So when they plan that extension, maybe they could address some of those with the new build.
Yes.
Other than that, I'd support this.
I would agree. I think we need to really pay attention to if we go forward with construction for the geotech reports.
Okay, motion?
I would move to approve asking administrative courts for matching funds to assist with funding paving, striping, and facility expansion.
Second, roll call.
Commissioner Kern,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman
Yes.
Tatum.
Yes.
Thank you.
Discussion potential donation of county-owned land to the village of Cimarron for the installation of electric vehicle charging station. I gave you a map this morning. It basically is along the highway from the grocery store to the Western store, which they already maintain, take care of, and already have stuff on. But they are asking us to donate the money for a grant to put the charging station. So I was wanting your comment or follow-up before I proceeded and sent this to the county attorney to see if there is any complications with it.
They asking for donation of funds as well, or just the
Just the
land?
land.
Just the land, okay.
Outright, and half of the donation is, well, as you know, is highway easement, but it's that whole segment.
I believe this was the old railroad bed
Yes, ma'am.
that got donated to the county, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, and I do have a legal description. I didn't include it because it goes the entire length of Cimarron.
All of
And then
Park.
goes, my gosh, all the way to U Park on a narrow strip. And, but
So, yes, this was looked at before they were requesting to put bathrooms at one point.
cause I remember that was a long
Time ago. Yeah.
Yes, I'd forgotten about that.
I wanted to kind of do this last year or the year before. Not necessarily for the charging stations, but there's state funds out there that would pretty much pay for them to go. And that being an old rail bed makes perfect trails, and it would be, the state would pretty much give the funding to turn that into a trail. And I was thinking it'd be nice to do that trail, like give it to the village and then have Belmont maintain that trail, do that trail and use it for their use. But either way, I'm in favor of this, and I'm in favor of giving them the whole thing instead of just that one strip if they're interested in continuing on a trail system of some kind. Just throwing that out there if you want to.
Currently on their recommendation, I mentioned it to them. They would like to have the trails redone from Belmont to Cimarron, But at that point, they want everybody in front of the businesses and not out on the trail.
Yeah, well,
Was their statement, but which it would still be
front,
in front at a slight distance.
yeah, but either way is fine.
Okay, fine with you? Okay, thank you. That was just a discussion item. Line item 22, managers document.
Managers, I'm gonna reserve just a little bit of time for our county attorney here, Mr. Soto, Daniel Ivy Sotos. Daniel, you're good to go. Just turn on your mic.
Yeah, thank you very much. No, just wanted to give a little roadmap, I think, of you all tasked the sheriff with working on looking at some of the policies of the county. One of the things that we've identified while looking at that is that the policies are divided between those that are actually have been adopted as a policy and those that have been adopted as an ordinance. My recommendation as we work through this process is going to be actually to repeal the ones that are adopted as an ordinance and readopt those all as policies. And just by way of analogy, I've done some work on with the State Rules Act. When an agency is doing a rule as a term of art is something that affects people outside that agency. If it affects people inside the agency, then that's not a rule, that's a policy. And so if you think about it, you know, let's say you have a policy on POs that happens to be, I'm just making this up at the moment, happens to be in an ordinance. If somebody doesn't do their PO exactly right, they're facing 90 days in jail and $300 fine. I'm not sure that's the accountability we're looking for those internal personnel issues. And so that's one of the reasons for bringing them back into being policies as opposed to ordinances. So, but I'm happy to follow up with any of the commissioners afterwards or answer any questions right now. But I just kind of want to give you guys that roadmap a little bit as we're working on this.
Thank you.
Mr. Kern?
No questions. No, I would agree. It just
Mr. Hill?
makes sense.
No,
Makes sense to me too. All right, sir. Continue.
yeah. So I apologize to the department heads. I usually like to give a little bit more notice. But we're going to be having a budget head department workshop and walkthrough. I was talking with Jag on how to continue the process of the budget. And so Jag will be here in person April 14th here in the commission chambers at noon. At this time, ahead of time, each department head will get their budget. They'll be able to review it and be able to ask any questions. For those, I request if everyone could make it, it'd be wonderful. If not, please let us know, but we will be recording it just for future, just so you could watch it if you're unable to attend for some reason. And then after we get this done, then we're doing this way we can move up the workshop for the commission and bring it to the commission and have the commission's workshop and go from there. We did get our new Triadic server installed. We are currently having some issues with the new server. We're trying to get those addressed. There is also issues with the server room that it's currently in. It's down by the assessor's office. Because there's no cooling in that one particular closet area, it's hard. The other windows, doors are kept open to the other offices that are used for storage in that area. The dust and everything actually contributed to, I'd say, the downfall of the prior server, and the recording, backup, everything else, is recommended by Triadic that either we put a separate AC unit in there or do something along those lines to better help cool and clean that room. After review and talking with IT and maintenance and everyone else, and what I would probably recommend is, and I have not been able to talk with the probate, but would be to move the server room to the probate office and have probate move into where that right now, because he's, in my opinion, it's an elected official and he sits in a broom closet. There's no windows, no hardly anything in there. That office is not manned right now. There's just a bunch of stuff from the clerk's office. And then what I would do is work to move some of that to the clerk's office or get rid of the law library upstairs so we could store some of that stuff up there. And, but I'll show you guys, I could show you that on what that was. IT and maintenance both agree that that probably would work. And if we did have to put up a separate AC unit, it would be easier to do it on that first floor than it would be on the second. So that's that. We've received about 5 applicants for the county manager's job search. It's been posted. We're waiting on a quote from Albuquerque Journal to get that posted. In addition to NACO, we've reached out to them and trying to find best contact to get that posted through NACO. Let's see here. We did get the, I was told by the fire marshal, we did get the $500,000 or the dollar amount's still up for question right now, but we did receive funding for our radio systems from the state. So that was nice and kind of unexpected. I'm also asked the county attorney to work up a lease with the estate of Alice's Moore Ranch there with the low water crossing, and probably put it in for a year to provide compensation and use of that easement. Let's see here. The courts will also be here, the Colfax County building, this Friday from noon to 3 p.m. They're doing some educational stuff with the schools, etc. They've asked for use of the chambers here. I've agreed to it, and they're unable to because they have some other obligations there at the Judicial Center with other hearings and cases. This Friday from 12 to 3. Thank you. Yes. Other than that, is there any questions from the commission?
Could you forward the copies of the applications,
Yes,
please?
I'll ask.
I know we received a couple of them, but if you could.
I guess question to the commission is, what would you, how long do we want to keep this open? And how many do you want to gather before we start interviews or that process, or do you say?
I would definitely like to give it a little more time and at least hit the Journal and NACO. We have a tremendous amount of federal employees that may be looking for jobs, and we may get a very strong applicant. So,
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I would love to have to get back to normal. But our primary priority is to find the best we can so we don't end up like we are. And the more we can, the National Association of Counties, and of course our association, New Mexico, and any other one we can find out there, Texas, Oklahoma, wherever, if they have an association of, I'd send it to all of them and give us if we can find someone, preferably knowing New Mexico law, regulations, and so forth. But we need a individual with lots of abilities. And even though we put an educational deal on it, I would even accept and look at qualified work experience within those areas with excellent references. But I just want the best we can get for our county and for moving forward.
Okay. Commissioner Kern, would you agree with that, with the requirements? Because I've had some probably interested parties reach out that probably do have the governmental experience, maybe just not the degree.
Yeah, but it's hard to speculate and everything. I think, we just need to keep an open mind and look at all
Yeah.
applicants,
Yes.
you know,
Thank you.
and weigh it out. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not gonna commit to that.
Yeah.
I think it's a case by case basis.
Yes, I agree. It's by Facebook.
And then also just to let you know, the commission, well, is when we do find someone, I don't want it to be a hard turnover. So I expect a soft turnover. So I would request maybe from the commission that we do like a co-manager, and what I'll do is I'll work myself out of it. I don't want to be in it, but I want this person to succeed and everything else to move forward. So as they're brought on board, also, you know, here, you can handle this, you can handle this, you can handle this. I'll take this and this and this. We'll continue to move forward with that. So, and that wraps up my docket.
Problem. Your Kern.
Just want to say thank you to the road department for finally getting on the trees down in the Maxwell area. They've been asking for that for quite some time, so I appreciate that. And if you pass that on to Glenn, Heidi. I know we toured the bridges and stuff, and I think we have some problems, maybe not in areas that we originally set out to go see, but I do think they need to be addressed, you know. And I think that we need to really focus on some of those things with the road department and those the other bridges. I've got 70% of the county roads in my district, and I don't know what percentage of bridges, but I know all 3 Canadian crossings are in my district, so I probably have most of the bridges too. So I think going forward, we really need to pay a little bit more attention to that, because what we saw was disturbing. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? Commissioner Trujillo? No? I agree with Vice Chair Kern. The bridge tour was an awakening event. Over the rest of this month, the next couple of weeks, as Glenn makes his trips and road evaluations, I would like an evaluation and pictures of each bridge, its name and location, and what he thinks needs to be done to keep it up so we don't end up where we're at. Also on that, Bridge 1, I don't see we have any choice. We need to go in there and wait for Mr. Provine's discussion and evaluation. Bridge number 2, this would affect you greatly, Vice Chair Kern. Do we need a bridge there? If so, can we go in with culverts as discussed, or can we turn that into a low water crossing? That would be more your people, and you have vast knowledge of the area. I do not. So I refer that one to you.
You want me to respond?
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, I do think a low water crossing would likely work there. You know, or a culvert. We do need some sort of crossing.
Yes.
You know, I don't think closing that road is an option by any means. But a low water crossing would likely work.
Okay.
But it may be more expensive than a culvert.
If y'all would please also check into that and see what is our best option. And on the remainder of the 3 bridges, we actually didn't go to, I'd like an evaluation of what y'all think it's gonna take that the state reported to it. And then, of course, like I stated, all other bridges and options if they are downgrading to the point we've seen. But I'd like pictures of them and an explanation. I also toured the trees y'all cut, looks very good. I do not know what's acceptable, but in the spring, when they start sprouting again, I would like to see some type of chemical treatment, if allowed, to stop that from occurring again. I can see by the piles of wood chips, debris, and stumps sticking up, that was a wreck. And it does not need to return to that point. And also, since I blew my day, drove another 8 roads on my way home. I'm trying to get familiarized with evidently a big chunk of Commissioner Kern's and mine. I also noticed on the roads, most of them are the 18 feet. Some of them were tapered down to 16. They're in open, viable areas. I would like to see them build the roads back up on the edges slowly. I mean, we don't need to gain more than a couple inches at a time, because if you do, you create soft shoulders, you will need excessive packing. But each time they pull and treat a road, let's get them at least 18 feet to 20 feet wide, and then our bar ditches. Let's try to make them clean and efficient as possible. We will address that at a later time. For now, it's a recommendation. That's pretty well all I have for now, other than Vice Chair Kern, prayers for your daughter on the 15th.
Thank you.
God bless, push forward. Sarah, sorry to hear about your grandchild. My prayers also go out to them. And with that, I am completed. I would call for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Chairman Tatum.
Yes. Thank y'all for attending. Oh, 48 minutes.